let's get the twin thing out of the way.
Yeah.
So obviously you are a twin. Does it ever get old when people mix you guys up?
No, I'm so used to it by
Yeah.
now, honestly. Like, I don't even get mad. People get more embarrassed than I do, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
I feel bad for other people when they get us mixed up because they're always like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's okay. We literally look the same. So,
Yeah.
and
It's
I
like
don't
secondhand embarrassment for them.
yeah, exactly.
You two always planning on going to the same school together, or like was it just kind of a random thing?
We originally weren't, and like we also had like offers to go to different schools as well. So we didn't have to go to the same school, but I don't know. Like throughout our high school, we were like, oh, we can go to different schools, and then our last year, we were just like, oh, I guess we'll go together. Our family really wanted us to stay together and like
Mhm.
be close to home and stuff, and they just thought it would be a better transition for us if we were together because I love my twin, like best person on the earth.
What's like the biggest difference between you guys, would you say? Like personality wise or things you like?
Personality-wise, I feel like Jayla has way more energy than I do sometimes, but I have no idea because I feel like we're both extremely extroverted, always trying to make people laugh and all that stuff. Sometimes I really just feel like we're the same person. So
Yeah.
and I know everyone feels that way too. Like the amount of times I've had a conversation with someone and they're like, "Oh, I just had that same exact conversation with Jayla, and she just said that same exact thing," and I'm like,
Are you sure it wasn't me?
right.
How can you be sure? You are a huge voice for racial justice on campus, and especially in the athletic department, all that kind of stuff. How have you seen change here on a local level or like nationally over the past few months?
On a local level, like at Pepperdine, I feel like people are more open about having conversations about racial injustice now. People are more willing to listen to everyone's story about how it has affected them, which I think is beautiful. Like
Mhm.
I've had a lot of talks on my team and with my teammates individually about it, and just to see everyone kind of come together with that is like beautiful. So it doesn't feel like you're struggling with it alone.
Right.
I think Pepperdine Athletics has done a great job with trying to address a lot of the issues, at least the like meetings and stuff that I've been on. And on a couple meetings with like a lot of administration and other Black students at Pepperdine,
Mhm.
and just expressing our views on things. And like they're really trying to make a change with how Pepperdine is running everything when it comes to student life, housing experiences, DPS, like etc. Really make next steps like, okay, maybe we can implement this so this doesn't happen, more education here, more, you know, so I thought that was really beautiful to see that because I don't know, it just shows that your voices are getting heard and
Oh
they're
yeah.
trying to make a change. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would like to see change, like in your bubble, so to say?
I would like for people to um, still, I guess, self-reflect on a lot of their ideas. Even being on campus, like now I've heard other students and other stories from either people's Zoom classes or like people who are on campus or on their team making, I feel like, ignorant comments about certain issues. And I just feel like a little off about that because it's 2020 and this year has been like an eye-opening experience, and it should be one that should like make you change how you believe if you had certain implicit biases and stuff. The fact that that's still going on shows that we still have to bring it up and we still have to focus on it and make education like our priority. But we're still doing stuff like with WLC. We recently had a meeting and we're trying to make some next action steps of how we continue this message and conversation along athletes. And we already have some plans about bringing speakers and all that stuff. And like, it's going to be good to see, but we're still continuing to fight for that. So
It blows my mind that people don't think it's okay to like learn and change your view on something. Like that's not.
I feel like the moment you become complacent and stop trying to learn, it's just that's the moment you're like halting the progress of this movement. Like
Yeah.
even I, as someone who is Black and tries to be open-minded and outspoken and stuff, I still have a lot to learn. Like I still know I probably contribute to certain things that are affecting either my community or other communities. Like I know I'm not perfect and there's always room to grow. So everyone has to have that mindset, especially if you know you're from a privileged background and you know you just haven't experienced stuff that would change your perspective. Like you have to go out your way to do that. And
Right.
it shouldn't be a fight. It just should be a conversation where both two humans trying to learn how to live life and love everyone. So it shouldn't be that difficult. But it is.
Speaking of learning from each other, there. How was your experience with being on the panel with all those other like respected Pepperdine people?
That was like my first time, I feel like, really publicly speaking to a lot of people on there. So honestly, I was nervous, but I was excited to share parts of my story and my views. And I thought it was beautiful that we got together that panel so people can, and we got it like pretty much like right away. It was very quick. And I thought that was beautiful to see how many people showed up and were willing to listen to everyone's story. The all Black panel, so just seeing that is also like a reinforcement of like, oh, Black people can do great things, they can speak well and all that stuff.
Have you felt not pressure, but like a little bit heavier now that you're kind of one of the leading faces on campus for change?
Definitely feel that pressure a lot, especially since I'm in school and I'm trying to balance being in school, also like getting to know my teammates well and being there for them and just also having time for myself.
Right.
But there's always that like, you know, noise in my head of like, hey, you can be doing more, like you can be learning more, you can be reaching out to people more. And like, that's always in my head. But I know that if I'm not doing it, like who else is going to do it? Like, I feel like it's very important for us to have someone who is also part of the community, like leading the movement. And so I've taken responsibility for that. And I like that fact, but it is also like, it does put a lot of pressure on me as well. To be honest, when I'm in these meetings and stuff, I am the only Black person in there. So it is also kind of hard because I don't want to feel like I'm speaking on behalf of the whole community when I'm solely just speaking from my experiences. Like my experiences are different from every Black person. We're not just like one group. So
have you had people kind of like reach out to you and tell you like, give you reinforcement or like what, do you have like a group behind you?
I mean, I always have my family. That's one, but yeah, I've been able to talk to people like TA, for example. He texted me yesterday. We had a whole conversation, and like even LaShonda and Karina and just my teammates as well. I do feel like I have a support system and they're always encouraging me to like speak up and inform them and everything. So I know that what I'm doing is like making change and showing, like I'm leading by example. And like, yeah, so you really need to find some way in yourself with whatever job you're going to do to try to like look out for the people that didn't have the privileges you do. Like you really do have to do that. Like that's what I believe is going to be the next step for us. Like going on my way, watching documentaries, even listening to certain like artists like that speak about it. Like J. Cole, for example, he speaks heavily on matters that affect the Black community in such like a like beautiful way. You know, doing that, reading articles, but also just talking with people, like having conversations, I think is the best way to do it. Talk to someone you normally wouldn't talk to, like talk to them, see what their views are, like try to have a discussion, because if you can't facilitate it in your daily conversations, like I don't know if you can really facilitate it in your mind, like, or in your daily life. So, all right, bye.
Okay. Waves, meal prepping has become a popular way to stay on track with your nutrition goals. Enjoy fresh, delicious, and affordable healthy food made just for you. Visit eatnakedla.com to get started today.